So what I'm doing is I'm taking women there's a cross-section of women actually. There's some professional women that obviously are working for La Perla, so we have a team of lingerie experts at the moment. And we also have people that have never, didn't really know anything about lingerie, women that have been in sales. So we've got sort of a broad spectrum of experts to sort of novices in the area. Yeah. We found some really interesting things as a result of this. The lingerie industry here is quite discriminatory against women in terms of that product availability, product knowledge, and all of those types of things are actually impacting women. The lack of product knowledge and the way that men are obviously clearly not engaged with the customer in the process is creating a substandard of an industry for these women. So a lot of women are walking around with bra sizes which are completely wrong for them, and the products are not available, and because people don't know where to go, even though there are some products here that do fit the women, they wouldn't know and they could never get recommended. So half of these women are walking around with just, you know, the stuff that we have seen in the last 4 days is amazing. Yeah, actually the stuff that we take for granted, not only in Australia, in the UK, in Europe and America, this is not just an Australian, New Zealand, Saudi issue, this is a world issue. And the really interesting thing that you've got to think about is at this moment in time, you're seeing that the UK are suffering from a tax on bras. So for women with bigger cups, they've just gone to war. Literally, they had the bra wars over the tax. You know, the Sun newspaper, the Daily Telegraph, everybody had to get behind it. You had page 3 models, and finally they had to turn around Marks and Spencer and get them to remove the bra tax. Now, I've gone discovering in Australia we do actually suffer from that. Double D cup is charged one thing, in an E cup has a $2 surcharge, but the way that they position the product in the store, a double D cup doesn't know what an E cup is paying. It's crazy. And then you have here in Saudi Arabia women that are having to fight for service. So I kind of term it braconomics. You know, women are rising and up against injustices in the area of lingerie, and you know, it's amazing that this is actually now a worldwide phenomenon. Who are the people I'm teaching? Well, I have a team of La Perla people. So you know, they have a store here. La Perla is the Italian luxury lingerie brand. We also have a number of sales department. Sales, and then we have various, and then women that are just wanting to get into the workforce, really. Limited as it is, I mean, I think they're in the banking areas. They're sort of areas where you can't, you know, clerical administration, there's a high proportion of women.
Oh, corporate level.
Yeah,
yes.
Corporate level. So really it's the banking, finance, and obviously education is a high one for women, and also medicine
and healthcare.
Yeah. Yes, she is. She is in the background. She is. Yes, I will just pass you back. Thank you.
Hi, Bryan. No, the law is there. The law is there. We're just trying to implement it. So the law in place is one thing, and implementation is another, apparently. To my campaign, the reaction has been very positive. People really want the law implemented. They just can't get to agree on how to implement it. Women only versus women and men versus those who are indifferent. But the thing is, we need to, you know, strike a balance. I mean, the industry is not out there to lose business and lose money. And on the other hand, a lot of families, and especially the middle class, the lower income class that is desperately in need of jobs, and they send out their daughters to get whatever jobs, they still don't want to send out their daughters in a mixed, i.e. men-women environment. So it is a tough balance, partly because the society rejects the mixing of men and women, albeit in an appropriate fashion. So we're trying to change mentalities before anything else. The mixing of sexes is completely legitimate as long as it is done in an appropriate setting. I mean, I am against mixing of sexes in certain occasions and in certain places. I mean, for instance, in high schools, I'm not a big fan of mixed high schools. But when it comes to banking, for instance, it is a professional environment. The retail industry is also another professional setting. So I don't see why men and women can't mix if this is for the best for the best of the economy and the people themselves. I mean, this is about social welfare as well, about the maturity and the growth of men and women all alike. Yes. Employment opportunities.
We're working on that.
We are. The private sector is not against hiring women in any of its levels or subsectors. Basically, they do hire women at all levels. The problem is that parts of the law comes against the mixing of men and women, and because the economy is business driven, I mean, mixing is inevitable. So basically the hardcore traditionalists are asking for the impossible. If this economy is to become competitive, if this economy is to advance, and if this society is to improve, there is no way around it. So we are working on mentalities rather than anything else. And what better way to do that than through economic empowerment? When they really start, that the money is flowing in, the cash is coming in, they can't go backward. And I think this is my personal strategy. Once the family is gotten accustomed to a certain level of income, it is hard to go back. And once you empower women and set them out into the workplace, and once they get used to their bank accounts receiving their monthly pays, I don't think they'll ever be able to go back.
No, they won't. Impossible.
Thank you. Thank you, Bryan. Reem Asaad, that's Asaad. Dar-al-Hekma, that's correct, Hekma. College, right, for women. Okay, perhaps I can then take her email, or maybe she can send me an email. And one more thing I wanted to ask, whether we can get a recording of this interview, or are you going to be posting it on the website or something? Which is RadioNZ.
Yeah, we'd love a copy though, as well.
So RadioNZ dot what? CO?
.nz.
NZ, okay.
And they can't send us a copy.
/night. Yeah. Okay, so I can find it on the website, but I still would rather get the email or the contacts of Robin, since she is the producer and she is more aware, she knows when this will air. So no, I don't. Maybe you can have her email me. Just send me an email so I can reply to her. Okay. Yeah. Okay. RadioNZ, okay. .co.nz. So that's basically the main email. Okay, the email to the program. And her name is Robin what? Walker. Okay, fantastic. I got her. Okay, thank you very much, Bryan. It's been fantastic speaking with you, and thanks to New Zealand. Okay, thank you. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.